So we got PS3s in the office finally last week.
Yay!
PS3s.
It was so
got like
exciting.
18 of them.
Yeah.
I wish.
Seriously. How has it been having the PS3s in the office? We've been waiting for it for so long.
If you put your coffee next to it, it stays warm.
Really?
Because of the heat coming out.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but actually, the heat comes out of a specific place. It wasn't designed for the heat to go up out of a vent. It is really hot up there, but the rest of the unit stays nice and cold.
No, I'm saying, but it works well. It's a coffee warmer.
That's awesome.
And it's not that loud.
No, it's
Yeah, which is nice. Can be compared to 360, which is like always.
What I've noticed is, we don't have that many HDTVs here. We have a few, and we have no HDTVs that do 1080p, which kind of sucks. But like I've been playing mine in 720p on an HDTV, and it looks really good. But then you see the same game on like Dana's crappy old regular TV.
It's on mine.
Whoever it is, through like composite cables, and you're like,
and it looks like
what happened to this game? It's something like it doesn't look good at all.
It looks like a last gen PS2 game at best.
Like the difference between HD versus non on this system is a big deal.
But I think that also goes game to game because on the 360. Gears, even on standard, looks incredible. But Rainbow Six, same system.
I think it depends on the textures and the way they do the lighting and stuff. Because some of them, there's some of the detail that you're going to get picked out in high def that it's just not there in standard. Things look completely flat. Genji particularly, there's some scenes where you're like, ugh.
But there are also scenes in Genji that look amazing.
Yeah.
Like parts of it look parts of it look really good.
Fire looks really awesome.
But on standard def, it looks like crap.
So
it's
the out of the
horrible.
box thing, I mean, it's another thing with the PS3. You're going to have to buy another thing.
Yeah, buy an HDTV.
Because the cable they give you is not up to snuff.
You thought $600 was a lot of money. Wait till you buy that TV.
And I think it's nice that it uses a standard HDMI cable. It's not like a proprietary. It's like you can go online and get one for $12 or whatever.
And you can use your
100%.
PS2
I bought one. I bought a nice one for $30.
Oh, great! Because like a 10-foot monster cable is really expensive.
Yeah, you can't go to Best Buy and do this.
Yeah,
you'll get charged like crazy.
But
if
Kathleen, you
go
were
online,
saying you can use your component cables for your PS2 because the PS3 won't come with component cables, which
Absolutely not.
I still don't understand that one.
I almost say you almost need an HDTV for this. I was really surprised when I saw how bad it looked on a regular TV.
So no, Shane, you don't have an HD.
I do in my
TV
house. My roommate has one.
But so will you buy one for your room finally?
I want to buy an HDTV. I'm waiting for it to go down in price. I mean, they are going down in price.
It's cheaper. I mean, 720p. Like, if you don't want one that's really big, I mean, you can get one for less than $1,000.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of this thing?
I like it.
I'm not sold on it yet. I'm not sold on it yet.
It's
like
I'm gonna need to live with it for a long time. I think. I mean, the rumble is, I think, just an imperceptible difference. But I can't get used to the weight.
Yeah, the weight is the rumble. I can really give a shit about. It's.
Although I notice when I'm playing Resistance, there's so much going on in some of the battles in Resistance that you're not aware that you're being shot at sometimes.
Exactly.
And it's so weird because I don't consciously think about when I'm playing an Xbox 360 game, I don't think about the rumble, but now that it's gone, I fully feel it. I'm like, whoa, there is something empty there.
Has anybody been playing a game that uses the motion control much, like 6-axis?
I have. For NBA, you do all the offensive jukes.
You look fabulous.
So if you want to do a spin move, you tilt it that way or that way. If you want to do a juke left or right, you move this way. 4 out of the 6 moves really didn't work. Like if I moved it back or forward or left or right, it didn't really recognize it. But if I did the subtle movement like this, the spin, it worked fine. It didn't really add anything for me. I mean, I thought, hey, okay. I just ended up after 10 minutes wanting to use the right analog stick because I knew it was more effective. Like I knew if I wanted to do a juke left or right, it would guarantee work.
The only time it's popped up for me is in Resistance when you in the places where we've seen where an enemy grabs you and you gotta shake it to get him off. And for that things, I think it works great. And it's like the one time where I feel like I'm not missing the force feedback that the rumble provides or that rumble would provide. Oh, at this point now I can feel my body shake.
Find your own rumble.
But I think that's probably what it's going to end up being better at is for not gimmicky moves, but things that are gestures that there can be no mistake that this is nothing else. It's like shaking something off.
Yeah.
But I think these sort of subtle twists and nudges and stuff, people are going to be like.
I know my mom's kind of guilty of it. Is she's trying to get Mario to.
I am your mother.
Yeah.
When you're racing, you can be like, "Let's go, go,
Yeah,
go,
come on, go.
Have you played Tony Hawk with it? Because you can play Tony Hawk with just the motion control.
Joe was talking about that, and he said that it worked okay. He said that he didn't know that he really felt a need to do it, and he said that he could get used to it if he had to do it that way.
The whole game,
but he wouldn't.
Because the controls in that game are so complex. Because now it uses all the face buttons, the triggers, and when you double click both the sticks to do the the slow mo thing, does it move the whole thing into motion?
Maybe it's just the tricks. I don't know.
No, you
yeah,
actually can
that's
turn
the
with
whole
it. It's
thing. Right,
turning
you can
and
turn.
tricks.
Wow.
Yeah. What have you guys been playing of the games that we got?
Well, I mean, NBA. I've been playing NBA, which is actually better than I expected.
The Sony one?
The Sony one. NBA 07, sorry.
Have you played the 2K one yet?
Yeah, and basically it's the exact same thing as the Xbox 360, except that you hold the controller like this and shoot free throws like that, which is kind of interesting, which kind of works. I'm still reviewing NBA 07, but I'd say right now, just kind of first impressions, I would go back to 2K because just overall it's a better game, it's a deeper game. But NBA 07 compared to what's done on the PS2 is way better. I mean, like especially like this cool downloadable content they have. Like, again, it has a cool feature in terms of like you can download scenarios from this week and kind of recreate them, and you get like bonus points and stuff. But for me, besides that, it's all about resistance and.
We'll have to lower that gate.
Resistance. I've been really hyped for this game, and I like it. But after playing it, after seeing the visuals, it's after I've played Gears, and I wasn't ready to like Gears as much as I do. And looking at Gears and then playing Resistance.
But they're two different games.
They are two
different games. I mean, they're very different games.
But if we're looking at games like
visually,
this holiday
it doesn't
season,
look as good as Gears.
Show
doubt.
me Gears with 40 people on your screen. You can't because there are 8 people on your screen.
It's like I feel like people are bagging Resistance just because it doesn't look as good as Gears, and I think that's kind of
it's that
unfair?
I think you're right, but I think if I hadn't played Gears, I would be so much more wowed by Resistance. They put this benchmark out there.
Oh yeah.
So far beyond anything else out there.
I think they're both good games and they're both good for their different reasons, but I mean, I don't know if this is it really a Gears versus Resistance versus Zelda? I mean, is that what we're kind of saying? Again, we're going to go back to that kind of...
It's like a small, it's like a little skirmish that's happening, but the overall war, that doesn't really matter at all.
I'm playing Untold Legends.
Nice.
Bless your soul.
Or...
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was watching you play that and it looked like 99 Nights. They've changed it more away from the Baldur's Gate thing towards this very sort of same camera view as Genji, lots of tons of things piling at you with some like witch or necromancer at the back like coordinating the spawns, and I'm like, I've played this before and it was awful.
But it is coming out at launch. It is an online game you can play with your friends.
Right.
It's one of those mundane dungeon hack kind of games.
Generic-y, yeah, like anyone can pick it up and play it. No! Please, don't hurt me!
I've been playing Genji and Ridge Racer, reviewing those.
And?
Ridge Racer, let's talk about
Ridge Racer, it's Ridge Racer, as Kaz says.
Thank you.
I'm a little...
Thank you very much.
There's the review!
I'm a little disappointed. There's more recycled content than I expected. There's tracks from Ridge Racer and Ridge Racer 6 and a lot of the things you've seen before. It runs better, and like the textures are better, and you can customize your cars, which is new.
And again, it looks completely different in HD.
It looks completely
It looks lousy on a standard def
The frame rate
TV.
is amazing and brilliant, but like the textures on standard look like shit. I mean, it's Ridge Racer, and you know what to expect with Ridge Racer. You know you're gonna have a good time, but it's not too deep, and yeah, you know what it is.
I'm a Ridge Racer fan.
And if you're a Ridge Racer fan, if you're someone who, if in 1990s,
You're the part of
What
the
were you
problem,
saying,
man.
Evan?
Stop buying it. Let him change it
I
up.
haven't decided on my score. I haven't played enough, so I'm
No,
not
you
gonna
haven't.
bust. I'm not gonna bust that
other
out.
racing games that are different, but I still like my Ridge Racer
Save
every
that
once in a
for
while.
Save it up for review.
Yeah.
Waiting for White Belt.
They needed MotorStorm. That's all. I wish they had
They're
MotorStorm.
gonna have MotorStorm demo at launch. I wish we could download that right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that's another
If they had
thing.
Resistance and MotorStorm, I would be perfectly happy with this launch.
And what's weirder, in Japan, they're getting MotorStorm and F1 in December, and we're not, because in Japan, they don't have online modes. And they're like, oh, they don't need online. But we need online, apparently. So we're not
Well,
getting those.
you do want on.
I want online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
why not let
So
it-
see,
Both the games I'm reviewing, Ridge Racer and Genji, you can install them to the hard drive, which
Mm-hmm.
makes the load times be about 2 to 3 seconds. And people are like not realizing how bad load times have gotten in current next-gen games, like Xbox 360 games and PS3 games. If you don't do this, the load times are terrible. Really, really bad. Like, unacceptably bad. No one's really talking about this, but I don't want to sit for 30 seconds while my level loads. Launches are inherently launchy, unless you have, like, I don't know, Zelda at your launch, or Mario or something, but most of these games, I mean, most of the 18 to 21 games we're seeing, we've already seen on Xbox 360. There are only 4 games total that are exclusive to PlayStation 3. So, for the most part, this launch for us isn't very exciting, because we've played all these games.
We have test units. They look like the console, but they're not the real thing. That said, we also can't check out any of the media functionality of the system at all. It doesn't play Blu-ray discs. It doesn't play CDs. It doesn't play DVDs. Like, I put a memory stick Duo in there to try to like see if I could watch the version, my PSP version of the 1UP show on the system. It doesn't recognize that.
Hey, I'm just glad it recognizes games, man, so we can do our reviews. That's all I'm happy right now.
That's true. The interesting thing about Blu-ray is, of course, they were talking about how much space developers need to make games for this console.
We don't have any of the other.
We don't have retail discs, of course, but that's why this is going to work. This is a Resistance disc, which you can see has it's quite
It's
full.
like out to here.
There, right?
Yeah.
Here's Untold Legends. I don't know if you can see that.
It's harder to see.
Fingerprinted, but it's right
Just
there.
out to there.
Ridge Racer.
Out to here.
Ridge Racer fills up about
We need like a ruler.
a quarter inch of that. So there are certain games that are being printed to Blu-ray right now that are using much less. They wouldn't even fill up a regular DVD.
As much as the excitement has been quelled a bit here, we've had it for a week, we've played all the games, it is what it is, it's a launch. I think when the real launch does occur in a week, we'll kind of be excited again, because we'll have the downloadable games, we'll have MotorStorm to play, there'll be stuff to get excited about again.
We'll be able to check out the online
the
browse,
functionality,
the browsers and all that
Right.
stuff, right? Like right now, it's just like we have this GIMP version of the system, and all it does is play the retail games or the debug games we have.
It does play the retail games as well.
Yeah, that's
which
nice.
is why it's odd to me that it's not playing PS2 retail.
PS2 tests were like that too, actually.
Yeah. I'm still happy to have it. I think we're all still happy to have it. We're grateful. We're a grateful nation.
Yeah, no.
I can do my job now. I can also
Yeah.
Beginning of an amazing journey.
Oh, Shane.
Can't wait for Zelda.
I'm so excited to play Zelda.
Me too.
Are we all?